Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Vindication, episode 414, coming to you live from Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm the Star Jammer, Jay Scott, and I'm here with Jack Steele and Gavin Grayson.
Mr. Scott, while I appreciate finally being given the opportunity to voice my concerns here on commentary, the name is Saint Jack Steele, so next time say it right.
And I am Gavin Grayson. I'm not really sure what to refer to Jay Scott as. Maybe it's just CEO, but St. Jack Steele, I'll refer to you as that so you don't beat the crap out of me.
And we're starting off with a hell of a contest tonight between Blxck and Mr. Gold in the Bank, Yamashita himself. There's a lot of personal feelings in this for you, Mr. Steele, I know. And I cannot wait to watch this matchup go down.
The opening match of Vindication is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, Blxck.
You know, a lot of people have been asking me my thoughts on Blxck, and I got to say a few of them last week, but allow me to elaborate. Since I'm here, since I finally have the freedom, management has given me the freedom to talk, to speak my mind, this man, he represents a lot of things. Blxck is a guy who was very highly touted when he came into here to Vindication. And for good reason. He's flashy, he's colorful, he slaps, high fives, he kisses babies, the whole 9 yards. But what Blxck also is a poison. He is ruining CWL, he is ruining Vindication, and if he does not choose the right side of history, then Blxck, he's got a lot farther to fall.
Harsh words, of course, from the Saint himself, Mr. Jack Steele, but from a competitor's perspective, I gotta say, I think he has great chances going into this match, even though he's going up against someone who's been doing a fantastic job of late. Of course, Mr. Yamashita, our Mr. Gold in the Bank. Mr. Grayson, what do you have to say about this matchup?
Well, very positive things. Blxck has had a good record as of late since starting in CWL. Yamashita is obviously Mr. Gold in the Bank, so he's come very far since he debuted. It's going to be an entertaining contest, no doubt about that.
Well, Blxck came in here, like I said, highly touted. The chairman loves him, the fans love him. But what Blxck is, at this point in his career, is a loser.
And his opponent, weighing 251 pounds, from Otai, Japan, Mr. Gold in the Bank, Yamashita!
And here we have Yamashita, Mr. Gold in the Bank, as I mentioned earlier. This is the man who has come very, very far in the Vindication rankings in CWL, and there's a very good chance he has a date with Destiny, and that date's name is Michael Young. Jack, Jay, what do you think of this?
Well, you know, of course, Michael Young, one of my clients, as the CEO of Starjammer LLC. You know, he's one of our top guys. He's, of course, the Vindication World Champion. So I'd like to see Yamashita take him down a peg tonight, of course, against Blxck. These are two, as much, despite my personal feelings and how I want to see Michael Young stay on top, these are two incredible, impeccable athletes, and I cannot wait to see them come to blows right here in front of our commentary table tonight.
And look, I agree with you. I think these are both very talented competitors. Obviously, Yamashita, Mr. Gold in the Bank, he earned that title. He really did. He scratched and clawed through countless competitors. I have nothing bad to say about this man. Of course, if he does find himself struggling against the likes of Michael Young, he always has a home in the Church of Steel.
The Church of Steel always looking to expand, looking to pick up new members to swell their ranks. Of course, I'm not a big Cult guy myself, but y'all should do what feels right.
Well, you can't deny the Church of Steel's success. I mean, they have a champion in their ranks now, Olivia.
Very true, Olivia Mistral, one of the toughest competitors here on Vindication. And speaking of tough competitors, these two tough competitors locking up in the center of the ring.
Yamashita pushing the action so far, has Phil against the corner. We're going to get a clean break here. The referee steps between them. And Blxck with a dirty slap across the face.
I thought he was going to connect with the referee on that kick there. And now pushing Yamashita into the corner. Maybe we'll see an inverse of what just happened if Yamashita decides to throw a punch here.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Blxck had connected with the referee just now, because as we know, this is a man who does not believe in law and order. He's in the back, he's drinking, he's hanging out, he is promoting a lifestyle that goes counter to everything that this society is about.
And now, locking in the arm breaker, but Blxck able to escape. But Yamashita countering right into a huge spinning neck breaker there. Almost a whiplash neck breaker, following up with a nice kick to the back.
I have to imagine that would seriously discombobulate Blxck, but he is a very, very tough person. Despite being the smaller man in this match, he can take a lot of punishments.
And apparently, if what Jack Steele is saying is true, his liver can take a lot of punishment as well, as Yamashita drops that knee across the face. Oh my god, and a huge kick once again to the back. A lot of punishment right to the face and to the back of Blxck so far in this match, but he's not down for the count yet. With that huge lariat sending Yamashita to the outside.
And may I say, very smart choice for Yamashita to focus on the back of Blxck, maybe weaken his ability to kick out of certain moves. That could come in very handy for Yamashita.
Well, I hope Blxck watches how close he gets to the announcer's table here.
God, this isn't going to be good. Ah!
And make sure, please, Mr. Steele, try to restrain yourself from interfering with these competitors at the moment, because we don't want to... Oh, hold on, Yamashita picking him up.
No, not again.
Pop-up cutter.
Well, I'll be honest, I've felt that move several times in my day, several times in a singular match, so I know exactly how he's feeling right now.
But, perhaps going for another one there, but Blxck's able to get out of it with that inverted DDT. And
important to remember, there is a 20 count in mind, so these two men can spend a lot of time out here before they need to get back in the ring.
Very true, very true. Things are not at all looking bad for them right now. I mean, of course, they're taking a lot of punishment on the outside, but they have a long way to go before this match ends in a no contest.
Blxck showing his strength, lifting Yamashita, but Yamashita gets out of that and... Oh, went for a lariat it looked like, but Phil ducked it.
These two, not only are they excellently talented grapplers, but they're also extremely powerful strikers, as has been on display for both of them, dodging out of the way of each other's strikes there. And now Blxck tossing Yamashita into the corner.
What's he looking for? He's going up the rope. Springboard moonsault, that was very impressive. Going for a pin.
One. Oh my god, Yamashita kicking out just at the count of one.
Well, see, of course these moves are impressive, the likes of that moonsault right there and all the strikes he's been dealing out, but Blxck had better be careful. Like I've been saying, he can be very reckless in his matches, and that doesn't always pay off.
Oh, Blxck went for a sort of Death Valley driver there, but Yamashita reversing got a nasty DDT from Phil.
Exactly right, and following up with that Tour of the Islands spinning power slam. Could this be it for Blxck here? 1, 2... And Mr. Gold in the Bank, Yamashita, picking up a huge victory.
Made very quick work of Blxck tonight.
This is exactly what happens when Blxck does not listen to me. And I think it's time to deal with it.
And Jack Steele has left the commentary table. Oh my god! Blxck with a huge diving elbow to the outside!
And No, Flux is... Oh my god, he's taking apart our announce table. We need this.
What kind of plans does he have for it? He's not going to try to put Jack Steele through the commentary table, is he?
I think that's exactly what he's planning to do. He's lifting Jack Steele up, and what's he going to do? Smashes him head first onto the table.
And with those sunglasses, too, those are being driven right into the bridge of the nose.
And the orbital bone, no doubt.
Oh my god, huge suplex powerbomb sending Jack Steele crashing through our commentary table. Where am I gonna put my drink? Where am I gonna put my raised energy? That was devastating. That was a devastating beatdown that Phillips just laid on the Church of Steel leader. How is he gonna come back from that?
Well, there goes my diet soda.
And our next matchup, Edward Bronson versus Flapjack Carter. Of course, some ringside crew come here to rebuild our announce table. Thank you, gentlemen. But, you know, Edward Bronson really trying to get a bit of an edge over Brubble from last week, who was, of course, beaten by Flapjack Carter. Let's see if he can get it done here tonight.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 358 pounds, from Brisbane, Australia, Edward Bronson.
Here comes Edward Bronson, fresh off of a huge victory last week here on Vindication, and you got to think that he's got he's got plans for Flapjack here tonight.
Look, Flapjack was able to, of course, score that impressive victory over Brubble, and in their kind of contest of one-upsmanship, Edward Bronson was able to absolutely take the lead with his victory last week. But the question is, will he be able to repeat that same success over the man who was able to overwhelmingly defy the odds last week in Flapjack Carter?
That's what we're going to find out as Edward Bronson takes to the ring, stares out of the crowd. Such a man.
I've said this before, but everything about Edward Bronson is just terrifying, from his suspenders to the tips of his mustache. I'm a little frightened of the guy, I gotta admit.
And his opponent, accompanied by Brubble, representing the fabulous, furious Freaks, weighing 205 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, Flapjack Carter.
And here comes Flapjack, and it looks like Brubble's accompanying him to the ring. Maybe he's looking for a little edge over his competition tonight.
Speaking of edge, well, that's what Flapjack is looking to take Bronson to. Flapjack is... No, do not underestimate him. He's a very violent competitor, as I've seen him in many matches in CWL in other companies too.
Of course, a member of the fabulous Furious Freaks. He's definitely going to be taking the fight to Edward Bronson here, but as much as I'd love to say that Flapjack has a fighting chance here, I mean, just look at Edward Bronson. I mean, how can he overcome a man like this? Then again,
there's only one thing he can do.
And what is that?
Well, stuff like that. Be a bit more wily as he's punching Bronson in the stomach there, and tried to run into him. That didn't work.
You can't just take down a man the size of Edward Bronson with full force. You've got to start at the legs and chop down the tree. He's a giant, and if he can't move, he can't take you down. That's what Flapjack has to remember, especially since he's famed for his tremendous athleticism, dexterity, and speed.
Exactly. The smaller and snippier person has a good chance of taking down the much bigger Bronson here, as Flapjack with a... Ooh! Headlock into an Anaconda Vice.
Very nice traditional wrestling takedown from Flapjack there. And you gotta think, he's definitely been able to get the early edge. Going for a pinfall here, Bronson able to kick out right at the count of 1. And I think he might be aided by Brubble's presence. I mean, of course, Bronson's got to be careful about a possible attack from the outside. But Carter, once again, have to worry about attack from the inside as Bronson lands that huge lariat across his chest.
And you mentioned that Flapjack is having troubles, and he indeed is, as Bronson lifts him up and throws him across the ring there. Oh my goodness, and going for another pin. Just one.
I would even call that a 0.9. But look at that, Flapjack not intimidated, able to slap the hand of Bronson right out of the way. Edward Bronson, the huge Brisbane bruiser here, trading strikes with Flapjack Carter.
It's Brisbane bruiser, but and as I say that, he lands a huge right hand right across the jaw of Flapjack Carter.
And that's how they do it, down under. Tossing across that ring, a huge heel toss there. Oh my goodness, just grabbing him around the neck and just hurling him across the ring. I cannot imagine having that done to me. I don't even know if I'd be able to get up after something like that.
What's he got planned here? Oh, a pump handle, sort of almost facebuster sort of thing there.
Beautiful pump handle suplex there. And following up with a huge forearm strike right across the temple. Flapjack Carter maybe knocked clean out.
Well, if that is the case, it's Bronson's turn to go for a pin, or in this case, maybe torture Flapjack more. No, he's got something planned.
Could he be going for that bloke breaker, that elevated triangle choke that has taken down all of his opponents so far?
Standing arm triangle, and Flapjack, he's out! Didn't tap, he went out!
Having the blood flow cut off to his brain, he had no choice but to go to sleep. Devastating offense from Bronson there.
The winner of the match, Edward Bronson.
And a huge victory for Edward Bronson here tonight, going 2-0 in his one upspin contest against Brubble here. And if you're Brubble, you gotta feel pretty intimidated that all of your mind tricks coming down to the ring didn't work. Oh my God! Alex Graves at the top of the ramp, taking a huge lariat to the chest of Chris Princess. What are these two competitors doing out here?
I have no idea, but these two have had some weird backstage issues. They keep running into each other. It's almost like Chris Princess is haunting Alex Graves.
He's like the purple specter here. But Chris Princess, he's an extremely dangerous individual, as we've seen, as Alex Graves is able to land another chop to the chest of Princess, tossing him down the ramp.
So Alex Graves got plans here. Whatever it is, I'm not sure I'm going to like it, as he circles Chris Princess like a vulture and throws him further down the ramp.
Come on, Chris Princess, get those hands up, defend yourself. Give him the old 1-2.
Give him the old what for, and while you're at it, the what 5.
Now, this is, if what I hear is to be believed, this happens quite a bit in Old Blighty, if I'm not mistaken. A bit of brawling on the outside, outside the pub on a Tuesday.
Hey, shut up.
Oh my God, tossing him into the steps. The thing about being tossed in the steps that people don't talk about a lot, oh my God, is that it doesn't only hit one part of your body. Because of the multiple edges of the steps, you take an impact on the legs, you take an impact on the chest, and you take an impact in the mouth and nose. Those steps are deadly weapons, and Alex Graves is following up from that tossing into the steps with those series of punches right to the face, and once again tossing him across the ring here, or outside of the ring.
Chris Princess is battered and bruised. Alex Graves is staying on him and not giving him a chance to get up and fight for himself.
But Chris Princess fires back with that chair shot, slamming into the ribs, giving him a little taste of what he experienced after being tossed into the steps there.
And chair shot right to the arm of Graves there, it looked like.
That's painful to take. And now following up with a kick to the back, giving Graves once again a taste of his own medicine. And going for that standing moonsault.
Comes to the chair as well. That has to hurt both the front and back of Graves.
An absolutely crushing impact on the abdomen. And what's he going for now? Following up with a series of chops. Right to the face. And that double Mongolian chop to the throat. Absolutely driving the wind out of his lungs.
Curb stomping Alex Graves on the ground now. You gotta think this can't be it. Chris Princess wants to exact some revenge here.
Alex Graves started out hot in this brawl, but it looks like Chris Princess has definitively taken the upper hand. And what's he looking for now? Oh my god, sick kick to the gut.
Graves is wearily getting back to his feet. It's almost like he knows what will come for him if he does try and get back up.
A tremendous amount of perseverance from him here, but leading him up against the... Oh my god! Oh my god! No, 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 no. Sandwiched right against the big boot to the... And Alex Graves being dragged to the back by Prince Princess there. He's got to have pretty nasty intentions for him. I don't like that. But coming up next, Tiffany Quinn versus Alexandra Marie. Alexandra Marie coming off a big victory last week over Amber Arcade. And now looking to follow up with Tiffany Quinn, who of course is on her way to the top as well.
I don't know how to put into words what we just witnessed between Chris Princess and Alex Graves, but hopefully I can turn that into a focus to talk about this match, because I'm excited for this one.
I am very excited as well. Tiffany Quinn, of course, has had her fair share of issues with Taylor Jones, and we'll see if that factors in here tonight.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 138 pounds, from the Woodlands, Texas, Tiffany Quinn.
And here comes Tiffany Quinn, running her way down to the ring, looking to make a splash here against Alexandra Marie tonight.
Tiffany Quinn, a member of the Hunt and also the Mosh Pit Princess, easily one of the most likable members of the women's roster, and one of the most tenacious as well, and one of the most tough. She can be put through a lot of punishment before she actually stays down.
I completely agree. As I said before, it takes a lot of endurance to withstand all that tattooing. But I can't really say that I'm a fan of Tiffany Quinn. She kind of rubs me the wrong way. She's a little too, hyper.
And her opponent, weighing 145 pounds, from Hollywood, California, Alexandra Marie.
And here comes Alexandra Marie with that huge upset win against Amber Arcade last week. A tremendous victory for the up-and-comer here on Vindication. And now the question remains, can she get it done against Tiffany Quinn? Can she pull it off twice in a row? And quite frankly, I think she can.
Well, you have to imagine that she would be able to. I mean, she's got to have a lot of confidence after beating Taylor last week. Oh, Amber Arcade last week, I apologize. I got that mixed up.
Completely understandable. When Tiffany Quinn is in the ring, or next to the ring, it's hard to not think of Taylor Jones, considering how much animosity those two competitors have shared.
Exactly.
You gotta think that they're on a collision course sometime soon. But speaking of collision course, that's what these two competitors are about to run in head first into one another in just a couple seconds, and here we go.
And speaking of Taylor Jones, if I may for a second, it's almost like she's been sort of had this sadistic streak. Like, she's been completely obsessed with trying to get a match against Tiffany.
Well, you know what? I admire that. That's sometimes what you have to do. When you want a competitor, you want to take the fight to them, you got to just do whatever you got to do to goad them into taking the fight to you, or allowing you, of course, to take the fight to them.
Speaking of taking fights, Tiffany Quinn taking the fight to Alexandra right now. But Alexandra, oh my God, went for a clothesline but got hung over the ropes there by Tiffany.
This is unscrupulous tactics here by Tiffany Quinn. Alexandra was going for a nice lockup at the beginning. The traditional, the correct way. Oh my God! Spinning back elbow directly to the jaw. That's horrific.
I imagine if she picked that up from, well, probably fighting on the mean streets of wherever the hell she's from, because, oh no, speaking of mean, going for an armbar leg lock combo there.
And Alexandra Marie able to escape it there. Tiffany Quinn following up with another one of those high kicks. Alexandra Marie going to have a little bit of difficulty replicating her success from last week if the match continues to go on like this.
Well, Tiffany Quinn is one of the longest tenured women's superstars in CWL for a reason, and that's one of the reasons why she has a vicious streak to her. Beautiful
takeover there. Lovely arm drag. You'd love to see it. A traditional wrestling move from Alexandra Marie, the traditional wrestler in this match. Tiffany Quinn fighting out of it with those sharp elbows. More of a brawler, more of a hardcore individual. Is Tiffany Quinn, but you know what? It lets her get it done, especially with a spinning head scissors like that.
And you have to imagine this is an exciting clash of styles between a more traditional wrestler in Alexandra Marie and a more sort of brawling, sort of flying, more exciting pace that Tiffany Quinn is able to put out.
And another head scissors takeover from Tiffany Quinn, making it hard for Alexandra Marie to breathe here, driving the oxygen out of her lungs with the leg, of course, wrapped around the throat. And another takeover. Jeez, she is really taking it to her here.
And you saw that Alexandra's foot was under the ropes, but there is no rope break rule in CWL, so there was no reason to stop the submission from being attempted.
Very true. And of course, a brawler like Tiffany Quinn can definitely take advantage of that, using the ropes to her advantage. And got her in a arm lock here. But Alexandra Marie firing back with those left hands.
And now going for the leg of Tiffany Quinn. Oh, single leg takedown and a leg drop. Very good technical movement there from Alexandra Marie.
Especially since so much of Tiffany's offense relies on her being able to run, like that running Hayes knee strike, and stomping on the hand, taking her tools away from her, is Alexandra Marie. Now going up to the top. I haven't seen her up there a lot, but looks like she's setting up for something big.
She's calling Tiffany Quinn to her feet. What does she have in mind here? And she goes for a Hurricane Rana and lands it.
Oh my God, huge diving Hurricane Rana from the top there. And following up with a mat slam. Just wrenching on her head and slamming her back into the mat, driving all the wind out of her lungs. But Tiffany Quinn able to kick out still.
That's about 1.5. Quinn with an arm drag of run there.
And Alexandra Marie firing up with a strike of her own. Looks like these competitors have decided to switch styles in the middle of this match.
I imagine that's some really, really intense psychology as a suplex from Alexandra. She's rolling over for another one. Her back suplex.
Delicious suplex combination there. And going for another. A suplex trifecta from Alexandra Marie.
Seamless, absolutely seamless from Alexandra Marie as she, oh my God, disrespectful slaps to the face of Tiffany Quinn.
That's what I like to see.
Lifting her up now.
Inverted DDT from Tiffany Quinn. Oh my God, and
running Hayes!
Spiking her with that knee. Following up.
Oh.
Quite frankly, I'm very, as much as I believe in Alexandra Marie in this matchup, I was very surprised that she was able to kick out from that. But now it looks like she's not even intimidated, following up with a lariat of her own, and now setting up for something big.
You got plan. Oh, it's an octopus stretch.
The move.
Wrenching on the arm there, she holds the head and neck and the leg in place of Tiffany Quinn. They're in the middle of the ring too.
Paralyzes your whole body, that octopus stretch. The move that took out Amber Arcade last week.
Indeed. And Alexandra went for a high knee there, or a high kick, but Tiffany Quinn managed to stop it, and she's got the leg strap now, probably going for a Muta lock.
Going for that Sleeping Beauty. She's got it locked in. Can she make Alexandra Marie tap here tonight? Oh, but it looks like she's fighting out of it. Alexandra Marie able to get out of the Sleeping Beauty.
What a match this has been. What a contest it has been between these two women. And oh my god, a super kick.
Following
Tiffany Quinn.
That Midsummer Dream. And oh my god! Alexandra Marie able to kick out!
That was 2.99 at best. Tiffany Quinn going to the top now though. What she got planned? She's turning around. Phoenix Splash! You've never seen her do that before. Rolling her over, probably looking...
Oh my god. Trying to go for a pinfall here, but Alexandra Marie able to follow up with that kick to the side of the head from a grounded position. Taking advantage of her long legs there. And now what's she going for? Tossing her onto the apron. And now looking for another one of those suplexes to the inside.
If I'm learning anything about Alexandra Marie, is that she's a very strong competitor. One. Ooh. As I was saying earlier about Tiffany Quinn being tough, I would like to put Alexandra on the same scale in this match.
I gotta say, Alexandra's been going into this contest and her last one as the very much the underdog, but looking for another Midsummer Dream. That's gotta be it for Alexandra Marie.
3.
And Tiffany Quinn picking up the victory here. Congratulations.
The winner of the match, Tiffany Quinn.
And congratulations to Tiffany Quinn picking up a huge victory over Alexandra Marie here tonight.
And as she celebrates in the ring, we presumably get ready for our next match on the card between Zistro Horror and Jack Thunderheart.
Mr. Horror, of course, our reigning YouTube champion. Very exciting to see what we've got going on here. And I cannot wait to see how this contest goes. These are two very traditional grapplers. Just a little bit less traditional, but still, he's got a lot of, excellent moves in his arsenal. I cannot wait to see how this one goes down. Oh, wait, hold on. What have we got going back? Oh, Tiffany Quinn making her way backstage after that excellent victory. But who's recording her?
I don't know who it is, but we need to talk to HR about something like this.
Oh my god, hold on. Now, if I'm getting my CWL history right, that looks to be Aline Macy. But Aline Macy is Tiffany Quinn.
Then who the hell could this be? What the hell is happening?
Have we got a new Aline Macy here tonight?
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 200 pounds, from Moscow, Russia, your YouTube champion, Zistro Horror.
Here comes Zistro Horror, the current YouTube champion, celebrating his victory, celebrating his victory for getting that belt with the belt itself, as he pandas to the parade here before actually getting in the ring. What do you think of his, what do you think of him holding the belt?
I mean, quite frankly, he fought hard for that championship, went over my former pickup basketball partner, Roger Finesse. But you know what? I can't disagree with his success, can't disagree with how excellent a competitor he is between the ropes, and I'm looking for him to absolutely beat the crap out of Jack Thunderheart here tonight.
And his opponents, Jack Thunderheart.
And here comes Jack Thunderheart, easily one of the most exciting new prospects to join CWL. He joined shortly after Endgame 3, and he's been extremely exciting to watch. What are your opinions on this man?
He kind of rubs me the wrong way. He's a bit of a goody two-shoes, but you know, he gets it done inside the ring, and that's what counts. He's dynamic, he's exciting, he's a little too concerned about what the fans think, but quite frankly, I think he's the kind of competitor that can really deliver a great match here against our reigning, defending YouTube champion, Mr. Horror.
Well, you've never really had the fans on your side, so I don't blame you for thinking that way. Anyway.
And so Zistro's been going against, so far he's had an excellent undefeated streak so far in Season 4. And he's been denying MD a shot at this, at his YouTube championship, but Jack Thunderheart is not too afraid to take on.
Well, you have to imagine that Jack Thunderheart is not really as vicious as an opponent as MD is, and while I would love to see a match between Zistro and MD, I'm just excited to see this one.
Me too, of course. Thunderheart unable to take on, unable to beat the team of the Moon Warriors, teaming with MD at Gold in the Bank. But now it looks like he might be having a little bit more success against Zistro.
One, almost a 2 count this early.
Our YouTube champion able to kick out fiercely as well, and now following up with a huge Hurricane Rana, sending Jack Thunderheart toppling across the ring.
They're stomping on Jack Thunderheart while he's down, lifting him up. Went for a kick, but lovely counter there from Thunderheart as he goes for another back suplex attempt, and Zistro flips out of it again.
But Thunderheart not intimidated, going for a back suplex of his own. Or going for a third back suplex, and this time getting the victory, and landing a huge sharp elbow right to the crown of Zistro Horror's head.
You have to imagine that would discombobulate and sort of make Zistro lose focus, and he doesn't get out of that back suplex that time.
Thunderheart not intimidated, continuing to take the beating to Horror here. Going for another pinfall, but Zistro able to kick out before even a 1 count.
And Zistro with a counter elbow manages to get back up. He is extremely tough, and he can take a lot of punishment.
And a huge spinning powerbomb there from Jack Thunderheart. Fans, of course, starting to cheer for Thunderheart, a big favorite with the Honolulu, Hawaii crowd here tonight. And hanging Zistro up on the top rope, that top rope, that's a cable there, all right? It just cuts across your throat, makes it very difficult for you to breathe when you take a move like that.
Zistro wisely rolled out the ring and went back in, but he didn't manage to catch Jack by surprise. There was Jack. Oh, massive takedown there.
Deadlift powerbomb, spiking Zistro onto the top of the shoulders and the back of the neck.
And this is a good plan for Jack Thunderheart to do. He has to focus on the head because his finisher moves do focus on that specific area. If he can do enough damage to that part of Zistro's body, he could get himself a win here tonight.
I agree, and also attacking the legs, making it very hard for Zistro to hit either that Siberian Claymore or the Devil Trigger, and Blue Thunderheart bomb to Zistro Horror. This could be it for the reigning YouTube champion.
Right away, though.
2, and Zistro able to kick out. Not enough yet.
I have to imagine that him not going for the pin right away might have cost him there, but he might be setting up for the Thunder Buster right now.
And I think you're absolutely right, looking for it with that huge Thunder Buster.
A good looking move that is. I honestly love that move. And here we go. 1, 2, 3!
Jack Thunderheart picks up a huge victory against Zister Horror tonight. Congratulations. And let's see if he's able to stay away from MD, Zister Horror that is, after a victory like that.
The winner of the match, Jack Thunderheart.
And what a performance from Jack Thunderheart here tonight, handing Zister Horror his first loss in Season 4 of CWL. You have to imagine he's riding high off that now.
Incredibly impressive from this competitor, I gotta be honest. I didn't think he could get it done, but he has surpassed my expectations and conquered our YouTube champion. Perhaps the title shot is in his future.
I hope so.
And speaking of which, up next, we've got some tag team action. Oh my goodness! With GPU going up against Pistolero and Harris, we knew that Harris and Pistolero were going to be teaming tonight, but we didn't know who against. And the hottest new team on Vindication, GPU, is going to be going up against this kind of thrown together tag team here tonight. You got to think the GPU is getting the favor to pick up the victory, even against two competitors like Pistolero and Harris.
Worth remembering that Pistolero has held the tag titles for a long time. Harris is now a former world champion. It's going to be exciting to see how this plays out.
The following tag team match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, the guru of gaming, Ebak, the Dower Ranger, GPU.
And Ebak, the first member of GPU, coming out here tonight looking to score a big win against the team of Pistolero and Harris. And I completely agree with you, Mr. Grayson. Even though this team is kind of thrown together, you know, they have a lot of accolades on their side. Of course, both of them former tag team champions, though they're not with each other. And of course, Harris, the former Vindication World Heavyweight Champion until Gold in the Bank, and my client, Michael Young, was able to pick up that title from him. And, but you know, GPU has a lot of momentum on their side. And now Dower Ranger, the second member of GPU, following up, looking to join his partner Ebak in the ring here.
Okay, much of the trampling costs. Anyway, yeah, you were mentioning about the momentum earlier. A lot of that has to be on the side of Ebak, though, because he is a former Twitch champion, a former world champion. You have to remember, one day he might bring the tag gold to GPU.
You know, the tag team, a big part of the tag team is both those competitors. Even if one competitor has a few more accolades than the other in their past, both are the essential building blocks of the team.
And their opponents, the team of Pistolero and his tag team partner, Harris.
And now Pistolero making his way down to the ring. He's going to be joined soon by, of course, Harris, former Vindication World Heavyweight Champion. I gotta be honest, it's hard for me to call a match like this because GPU has a ton of momentum on their side. They've exhibited a lot of tag team chemistry. But Pistolero, I mean, such a tough competitor, held the tag team titles by himself for an extended period of time. And of course, is going to be in the ring, tagging with Harris. I mean, one of the toughest competitors, a Season 1 original.
And this is a competition of two much more wily competitors in GPU versus two of the toughest we've ever seen in CWL with Pistolero and Harris.
You think you know me?
And here comes the man himself, Harris, looking to pick up the big tag team win against someone who, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe he's ever tagged with before, Pistolero.
You are correct there. Pistolero and Harris are both two OGs from CWL since Season 1, just about. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these two gel together as a tag team. They're both known mostly for being singles competitors, so I'm excited to see what transpires.
I agree completely, and quite frankly, I've said it before, but this is a real toss-up of a match. If GPU can get the victory, continue their hot streak, it would be huge to go up against such legendary CWO competitors as Harris and Pistolero. And of course, if Harris and Pistolero are able to conquer, they might be picking up some tag team steam of their own.
It'd be nice for a change if Pistolero held the tag team titles with someone else other than just himself.
But of course, I gotta be honest, I quite frankly doubt that Pistolero and Harris would want to continue to team as a tag team, of course, when they're looking to face each other in a tables match at the Vindication pay-per-view 0 hour in 2 weeks to determine the #1 contender for Michael Young.
And, not exactly a clean break there. I was just about to mention the fact that Pistolero is a one-man tag team champion, well he was, and GPU are the current contenders for those tag titles, so you have to imagine that Pistolero is going to do everything he can to stuff their momentum.
Very true. If he could get back on top by himself, I'm sure he'd love to see that. But I think he has his eyes firmly planted on that Vindication World Heavyweight Championship, held, of course, by the newest addition to Starjammer LLC, Michael Young.
Beautiful hip toss there from Ebak to Pistolero as he looks to set him up for something, but Pistolero flips over. Oh, lovely fireman carry slam there.
Pistolero, not exactly a very tall man, but as he likes to say, he has the strength of 10 men as he picks him up and slams him down with that spin-out powerbomb.
That's worth noting about Pistolero. He's never been the largest man in CWL, but he's always been one of the most technical, and he's always been one of the strongest as well. That is a very deadly combination.
Of course, going for that chops to absolutely light up the chest. And now, Ebak trying to follow it up with that arm lock, but Pistolero firing back with those strikes to the stomach. That'll knock the wind right out of you, governor. Isn't that what you guys say?
Hey, shut up. Anyway, these two men on the outside right now, and Pistolero, with a sort of stun gun, I guess you could say, on the apron, dropping Ebak face first onto it. Damaging what part of his body, Jay?
No comment, because I've been told that if I say that specific term again, I'll get in big trouble. And
Anyway,
now,
these two men have a lot of time out here because there is a 20 count. Oh! Quick jump suplex there from Pistolero.
snapping him over his head and spiking the back of the neck right against that barely padded concrete on the outside. And speaking of the concrete, a DDT right onto the concrete from Ebak onto the head of Pistolero. Now Ebak reps.
Ebak probably thought about attacking a Dare Ranger, but he doesn't get the chance to. Interestingly, neither man's tagged in their partner yet, but to be honest, they were both on outside for a long time as Pistolero gets a cheeky Nando's kick.
And of course, this might be very much to Harris's advantage. If he can tire up Pistolero, if Pistolero can let himself be tired out in this match, but Harris is able to stay fresh, you got to think that Harris would have the advantage going into their Iron Tables match at 0 hour.
And that lovely suplex combination from Pistolero as he drags Dare Ranger across the ring. What's he got planned? Oh, setting up his arm, stomps the elbow. Oh my goodness.
And firing it up with that kick after that devastating jawbreaker. Now looking for an Irish whip in the corner, following it up with that huge drop kick.
And Dare Ranger, he's never been one of the most winningest superstars in CWL, but he's always been one of the most fun to watch as you just see him avoid that slide there from Harris. And Harris with a back body drop.
A kick right between the shoulder blades. And now here he goes. Oh my god. Not only completing that back suplex, but also slamming Harris's head into the ring apron as he does it. I'm surprised that Harris is still standing.
Well, Harris, as we've seen from the results of Endgame 3, he is a very tough competitor. He's a former champion for a reason. And as I say that, he goes for his fireman carry suplex, but JAYDEGARROW keeps up almost immediately, so he's not to be underestimated either.
These are two competitors who do not want to take a loss here. Harris does not want to go into 0 hour, you know, with a loss as being the first thing on his record. He'd love to kind of get a bit of vindication, if you will, after that loss to Michael Young, where he, of course, lost that World Championship to, in my opinion, the greatest competitor on all of Vindication, Michael Young. And looking for that horror bomb! Oh my god! Spiking the neck and shoulders of Ebak right on the mat. There's no way Ebak is kicking out of that.
3!
Harris and Pistolero pick up a huge victory tonight. Oh my goodness. And GPU's momentum has been disrupted as Harris adds a win to his record going into his contest against Pistolero at 0 hour.
GG.
The winners of the match, the team of Pistolero and Harris.
And Pistolero and Harris able to get along for the moment, but you gotta think that is not gonna last very long as they look to compete. They're looking ahead, even now, to that contest, that Iron Tables match at 0 hour.
It's going to be a hell of a match, but first we have a main event. The Black Rose herself, one half of the Wildfire Pro Wrestling Women's Tag Team Champions versus Lady Britannia.
One of your country women, if I'm not mistaken, eh?
She's not Canadian.
I thought you were British.
I am, but you said A, so I got confused.
The main event of Vindication is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing DGC, weighing 120 pounds, currently residing in Tokyo, Japan, Black Rose.
And now here comes the Black Rose, someone that we have not seen in action since Endgame 3, of course. Now looking to make a splash as she returns to action against one of the hottest new competitors here on Vindication, Lady Britannia.
Black Rose has undergone many names, but one thing that has stayed consistent with her is her viciousness, her willingness to do anything to get a win. And we see a nightstick in her hand there as well, which only further proves that point.
Hopefully that will not come into use here in this match. But you know, she's coming armed and she's coming strong. She's ready to take the fight to Lady Britannia here tonight.
And her opponent, weighing 120 pounds, from Newcastle upon Tyne, England, Lady Britannia.
Here comes Lady Britannia wearing the Union Jack proudly on her jacket there. I think that's a jacket. I don't know a lot about this competitor despite her being a countrywoman, but she is an exciting prospect, and I'm always excited to see much fresh faces on this roster.
Well, I've got a bit of a question then, haven't I? I was just wondering if you think it's a bit stupid for her to go up against such an experienced competitor like the Black Rose here tonight.
Okay. Shut up.
Fine. Either way, Lady Britannia, look, the fans love her, and quite frankly, so do I. She's a fan favorite here on Vindication, and she is looking to take the fight to the woman who is making her first in-ring action since Endgame 3, of course, the Black Rose here in our main event, and Black Rose starting it off strong with that huge kick to the side of the jaw.
I do want to bring up your point you mentioned earlier about Lady Britannia, though. That is a wise idea for her to be going against a veteran. And I can say I've seen newcomers dethrone veterans before. I mean, Olivia Mistral in her debut match, she beat the former Vindication Women's Champion. And now Olivia is the current Vindication Women's Champion on this brand.
And you have to think that back in, the good old UK, all of our British fans are cheering on Lady Britannia as she takes the fight to the Black Rose, hanging her up on the top rope. And oh my god, as I mentioned before, the cable that our top rope is made of, all the ropes are made of, cutting into the throat of the Black Rose, of course, formerly known as Judas.
And one thing worth noting about Lady Britannia, worth noting about a lot of British wrestlers, is that we're trained very much in a technical style. We know how to take apart limbs, and I feel like that's what Lady Britannia is going to look for tonight against Black Rose.
I agree completely. I myself am heavily inspired by people like William Regal, and I can see that Lady Britannia takes a lot of inspiration from her, from him as well. Firing it up with that huge.
You tried to get into my good books by mentioning William Regal because it's working.
Well, look, I am, my in-ring expertise does not matter because these two competitors are taking the fight to one another here tonight.
Black Rose definitely in control at the moment, though. Oh, holding the arm, just stomping across the face of Lady Britannia.
And now following up. Maybe going for a curb stomp here. Oh my goodness. But Lady Britannia firing back with that Hurricane Rana. Guys, this is takeover there.
Lady Britannia going for an arm lock there. Stretching the arm there.
But the Black Rose able to flip out of it. And now looking to fire up a something of her own. But Lady Britannia catching her with that knee to the face. And another flying Hurricane Rana.
Lady Britannia is so fun to watch, so fun to see her fly around like that. And it's just exciting to see a competitor like this,
I completely agree. And now with that Hurricane Rana driver, gonna make it hard for the Black Rose to drink any tea, of course, when you have a shattered jaw.
Hey, I will say it again. Oh my god!
The kill shot from the Black Rose, and now looking to follow up with perhaps one of the more devastating moves in her arsenal. The broken smile.
That has to be it. Not many people have kicked out of this. 1, 2, 3.
The Black Rose letting the definitive shot with that broken smile, hitting the knee right in the mouth of Lady Britannia there. You've got to think she feels real bad about it, eh?
The winner of the main event, Black Rose.
Oh my god! Yuri York with a kendo stick! Yuri York, who we have not seen in weeks, taking the fight right to the leader of the DGC. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought these two, used to be allies.
They were partners in the White Lotus faction back in the day. So this is a surprising turn of events. What has Yuri got planned for Black Rose here?
Well, let me tell you, she's clearly mad, and after, Black Rose picking up that huge win against Lady Britannia, Yuri York making sure that she feels maybe as bad as her opponent after driving her shoulder first at that turnbuckle. Yuri York is back on Vindication.